Hey guys, and welcome back to another HanSelah art video. Thank you so much for joining us today. And this is going to be a very chilled, relaxing art challenge video. So get your popcorn and your tea and sit back and relax and enjoy. I ordered myself some new alcohol markers. Well, I say new, but they're kind of like my first official set of alcohol markers, like a big set. This week, my set of 200 Ohuhu alcohol markers arrived, and I was so excited to test these out. I actually haven't really worked in alcohol markers very much. Today, we are going to be using every single one of my 200 Ohuhu alcohol markers. I know, in one artwork. It's going to be crazy, but I'm very excited to do this. I've never really used alcohol markers very much, so this is going to be quite a hands-on experience with them, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens. Because there are 200 different beautiful colors, I had to swatch them first so I could see what I was working with, and there were so many colors. This took so long. I think it took me like 2 hours just to swatch it. It was crazy. So I swatched them, and then I found this beautiful reference image on Unsplash of these ladies sitting at a market selling fruits and veggies and that sort of stuff, and it just looked so beautiful, and I thought it would be a really great reference image to be able to use all 200 colors because it was such a colorful scene. So I quickly transferred that onto an A3 sheet of card, and I put down some marker paper and another piece of cardboard underneath so that the alcohol markers don't go through onto my new desk, and I got to work. I started going. So first marker is down, and we've got 199 left to go. I really enjoyed this process actually. I wasn't really going in any sort of routine or manner. I was sort of just going pretty sporadically and just picking up random colors and using them straight away. I know some people like to do like all the browns and then all the reds and then all the pinks and all the yellows. I kind of was just going with the flow and picking up whichever one was next. And yeah, it was quite interesting and I really enjoyed it. It was actually really soothing, very calming, and I had to layer them up obviously quite a lot, which was quite nice. So I didn't really do much blending, which is also fun because I'm not like a huge fan of the blended technique. I kind of prefer the layered technique to like a blending technique. So this was actually really fun and I really enjoyed it. I did this on Sunday afternoon, and I was just chilling in my studio with my little doggo Ollie, listening to music. I also want to add in that this video is not sponsored by Ohuhu. I bought these markers with my own money from Amazon, and I'm actually really happy with them. I had a set of sort of like super dirt cheap alcohol markers that I picked up from a really cheap shop in my town here, and they were cool, but they didn't have a very wide color range, and yeah, they just weren't like very nice. They did the job, but you know, I wanted something a bit more that I could play with and really get a feel for alcohol markers. And I gave Ollie a little treat, and he got so excited. And he always does this. He always wants to play with it first before he eats it, so that was really cute. But yeah, I had him next to me the whole time for morale and team support, which was quite cool. I do own some Copic markers, but Copics are so expensive. Like, oh my goodness gracious me. I was not going to go and buy a set of Copic markers just to experiment and try out with alcohol markers. I own like 6 or 8 of the grayscale Copic markers, and they truly are amazing. They are so beautiful, but yeah, I could not afford to go out and buy like a whole set of colored markers. That's just crazy. But these Ohuhu markers actually really surprised me, and I really enjoyed them. I have the one with the chisel tip. I wish that I had the one with the brush tip. I didn't actually realize that they make brush tip markers. I love the fine tip and the brush tip. I find the brush tip is really nice for drawing. I'm not a huge fan of the chisel tip. So when I saw that they actually had brush markers on their site, I was like, no, I could have gotten that one, but it's okay. The chisel tip still did well, but yeah, just for drawing, the brush tip is usually a lot better. And yeah, I just carried on drawing. I was listening to the new Taylor Swift album actually. I've literally had it on repeat a lot. It's so good. I really like it. So yeah, I sort of had that going, and then Ollie was coming to me every now and then for cuddles, so it was really sweet. So I'm kind of at like the 50% mark now. I've used roughly half of the markers, and so yeah, I've still got quite a long way to go. I was experimenting with different techniques such as stippling, and like I was trying to do some hatching and cross hatching in different areas and little squiggles, and sort of just making some cool mark making techniques to try and get some texture in, because I didn't want all of the fruit and veggies to have the same sort of texture, because they're obviously not the same texture. And yeah, I wanted to just play and experiment, really. Something I did notice about these markers is the smell and the lack of it. It was amazing. So like I said, I had some really cheap ones that I picked up from a shop near me in my town, but they smell so bad of chemicals and that like potent alcohol marker smell. And it's really not very pleasant. But I actually found that these Ohuhu markers didn't really have that much of a smell. I was really impressed. There were only 1 or 2 markers that I could actually notice a smell. But yeah, all around I was actually very, very impressed with them. And their inks were obviously very beautiful. And yes, the swatch cards definitely help, because anyone that has worked with an alcohol marker knows that the color that is on the cap is absolutely not what color that comes out of it. I don't know why they do it, but they love to trick us, and they put like one color on the top of the cap, and then the actual ink is like completely different. It's so strange. I must actually Google why they do that, but it's very annoying. Anyway, that is why swatching your alcohol markers is so super important. But anyway, I think this was actually a really, really positive experience with alcohol markers, and I am definitely looking forward to making more artworks like this, because it actually doesn't take a lot of time, or at least for me, this style didn't take too much of my day, and I was really impressed with how this turned out. So I'm definitely going to be making more of these sort of quick, sketchy type, using lots of color in one artwork type artworks. Yeah, let me know if you guys like this as well. I think it would look so beautiful just hanging on my art studio wall, so I'm so excited. We are now nearing the end. I had only a couple of more markers to go. I was actually really excited to finish it at this stage, because I actually sat and did this all in one sitting, and it took me just under 2 hours to do this whole thing, and I was actually really hungry because I hadn't had lunch. So by the time I was nearing the end, I just wanted it to be done so I could go make myself some food. And eventually we ended up on the last marker, finally. The last marker. It was like a really dark gray, almost black color. So I just did some sort of shadows with that, and then I worked on a little bit of the hair, just like, you know, scribbling around. But I was super excited that this was coming to an end, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was so super impressed with how this turned out, and I actually love this artwork. I think I'm gonna frame it and put it up in my studio, because I was actually super duper impressed, and I love that it's got so many colors. I don't know, I felt like it just feels like it's got so much life in it. So I'm really, really happy that I ended up doing this challenge and pushing my limits and putting every single possible color that I have on one page. It was really, really cool. Anyway, here are the close-up shots of the artwork. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. It was really, really fun. It pushed my limits, it tested me a lot, and yeah, I'm really excited to create more with these alcohol markers. If you want to support me, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, or follow me on Instagram or TikTok. And have a great day wherever you are in the world. I'll see you soon. Bye.